3帅，最帅的今天来到了现场，然后人称法国在协会贝克汉。How do you think about that?
Thank you for the compliment. I'm not sure it's true.
好，然后法国在协会在过去1年，可以在电影产业、文化事业以及教育的方面都可以看到他们的身影，他们是无所不在。那特别是科技这一块呢，有 La French Tech 从法国中央政府就是一个计划，然后到现在 French Tech 有French Tech 台湾，那幕后推手就是法国在协会贝克汉梁洛杭博士。So are you ready for the interview today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Looking forward.
Okay, thank you. So because you've been working on French Tech Taiwan and you are very advocate for connecting Taiwan and France both ecosystems. So why France? Why France is
Very good question,
innovation?
indeed. Why France? Like some countries, Taiwanese might know better, like Japan, US. France has a long history of research, development, and have a lot of university and Chanel. A lot of universities, so it's tradition to do research and innovation. So for a while, we most know for maybe culture, for Paris, architecture, for wine, obviously, and suddenly, for you, it looks like out of the blue, we're talking about innovation and great innovation in France. Yeah. So it's not really new. But what is new is there is a new movement for young generation innovation, basically for startups, like you can also see in Taiwan. So why France? Well, recently France is a booming ecosystem in terms of number of startups, in terms of investment. So it's a very good place in Europe. Paris is top 3 in Europe for investment. France is top 3 for the number of deals, if not the total amounts in euro, but the number of deals for startup. France is number 1 before. Number 2, sorry, behind the UK before Germany. We have a few success stories in the IT sector, like BlaBlaCar, maybe might be the most known. Criteo, maybe it's not a brand, but it's do some advertising, online advertising techniques. And we recently, a few months ago, have a new incubator called Station F. Which is launched by a successful entrepreneur in telecommunication. We should host up to 1,000 startups, and even Facebook ran a place over there. And then we have a lot of incentive to attract talent, to attract more researchers, more young entrepreneurs, more enterprises to set up something in France. So they are all listed here. We have also interesting it's called the Young Doctor Measure. If you're a PhD, basically a French company can hire you for free for up to 2 or 3 years. Because through a lot of tax incentive and refunding from the government, they basically cover your salary up to 100% for a few years. So if you want to work in a French startup, you have a PhD, it's a very good incentive to hire you. So I recommend you to look for the job market in France if you're a talented young Taiwanese.
Okay. So I think the second question is what?
You need to translate into Chinese?
I think everybody is really good in English. So, and you are tired, I'm tired too.
我很懒。
对，博士年纪有点大了，所以就是请大家包涵一下。因为我们等一下会在比较重要的部分会替大家做就是 translation 这一块。那刚刚博士提到，就是法国可能在大家心中就是时尚啊、精品美食这一块。那法国现在有推出了很多老 French Tech 是在现在总统马克宏他在当经济部部长的时候非常支持一个计划，所以他现在当总统之后，就是更加支持这个计划。所以因为博士本身是 French Tech 台湾的代表 coordinator， 所以我们想这个访谈呢，我们加重在这一块。Is that okay? Approve?
Approve.
Approve. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. So I want you to introduce about what is La French Tech and French Tech Taiwan.
Okay, sure. So among this new booming ecosystem backed by good universities and a few multinationals in the IT sector, we realized recently, the government realized that there were more and more young innovators, but a few tools, or maybe at least no ecosystem in France to accompany those young entrepreneurs toward creating the next unicorn, to say the least. So the idea was for the government, Minister of Economy, to discuss with the private sector, either it's a large company, startups, investor, to say, hey, when you find a startup, what do they need first in France, and what they don't find in France? Why they all go to Silicon Valley in the US? Why they don't find what they should have in France? So they make many roundtables. For 1 year they discussed private sector and government and decided to create a label called La French Tech to gather all the resources that the startup needs at the first stage. First stage of growth, of development, seed money, etc. So the government decided to create this French Tech label and to select a few cities who applied for the label. Each cities needed to prove that they had a great ecosystem for startup. So when I say city, does that mean that the mayor is applying for the label? It means the private ecosystem, entrepreneurs, startup, incubators gather together, apply to get the French Tech label. Once they get it, so there were 14 as today, they get some incentive from the government. They get 8 years seed money from the government for their startup, and they get a lot of tools to help those startups to go global again from the government. So basically, the private sector is here to scout for new talent, to find the next unicorn, and the state helps them to promote them and to invest a little bit for the first step. That was basically what is La French Tech. Just to comment, we have about 1,000 startups in France at the moment in the technology sector. French Tech is only high-tech, so with biotech, etc. But it's only for this sector.
好，所以 La French Tech 其实在上周的时候 WCIT 期间，他们的那个前部长弗勒汉女士，她就是 La French Tech 幕后的推手之一。那这个我们都叫她The Mother of La French Tech。所以 La French Tech 是从法国中央政府推出，因为想说可以吸引不同的人才，然后加强就是法国在科技这一块的发展，就是不一定就是大家对于矽谷都有一个迷思，所以为了破除这个迷思。就推了这个 La French Tech， 那所以他们会选一些，就应该说当地一些，比如说像意大利的米兰是French Tech Milano， 然后 French Tech Osaka， 有在 Osaka？ Tokyo sorry，French Tech Tokyo， 所以一些重点城市呢，其实他们都有在 apply 这个，然后也有设计自己独特的 logo， 所以大家博士也会知道 French Tech 台湾是怎么成立，然后会show French Tech 台湾的 logo， 还有这个过程给大家知道。So now it's a term for French Tech Taiwan.
Just before, because I forgot one slide about La French Tech. So La French Tech is not just a name, it's of course some incentive in France, also some program to attract foreign talents. Basically, the French Tech visa, which was created 3 months ago, it's a 4 years, up to 4 years visa, working visa for foreigners, for founders, investors, or for startup staff. So even if you want to work in a startup here as an employee, you are also eligible to this visa. It's really to attract more people from the startup ecosystem in France. Sometimes France is still a burden in terms of bureaucracy. So this French Tech visa is you just apply actually here at the French office, and we help you to design everything and to get it if you are eligible. Something interesting is a French Tech ticket, but I will talk about it maybe later. So what is French Tech Taiwan? French Tech Taiwan is one of the 22 hubs of La French Tech in the world. So mentioned in front are 14 cities which are labeled French Tech, who get help from the government, who organize themselves, federate all the startup ecosystem in cities. But in large cities out of France, abroad, when there are large French population, then if the population is motivated, they can apply also to get French Tech Hub. So that's what happened here. In the beginning, maybe 20 French entrepreneurs in Taiwan, including a few startups, wanted to get the label and wanted to get on the map of France in terms of startups. They wanted also Taiwan to be looked at from the French government and French startup ecosystem point of view. And they say, we have a few French entrepreneurs here who started their startup in Taiwan, maybe 20 of them in the tech sector, and they say, we want the label. So they gather together and the group grew to 100 persons. It includes today a lot of Taiwanese partners, incubators, media, etc. Maybe up to 500 followers so far. And what we got level last year was launched at Mid-Taipei 2016. What we do is basically connect La French Tech with Taiwan. What we do is helping Taiwanese startups to find resources in France, to find attractive incubation or acceleration program to connect them even with French investors. And also we want to attract as many French entrepreneurs to Taiwan as possible because there's great resources as well.
好，所以French Tech 台湾呢，他们也是法国在协会有在支持的一个计划。那 French Tech 台湾这边主要是帮助台湾的初创团队，如果想要到欧洲市场，那法国很欢迎。他们像现在有最大的就是 Station Lab， 然后他们有自己的空间。那所以就是要去法国或者是整个欧洲市场发展的话呢，就是梁博士他就是在做这一块的。因为今天时间非常有限，所以我们刚快速跳到他今天主要介绍的那一个3个主要的 program， 就是要怎么就是去到法国。
Thank you very much. So the next one is the French Tech Ticket. It's launched by the French government, sponsored by the French government. It's one of the emblematic programs from the French Tech, and it is only to attract, invite foreign startups to spend some time in France and hopefully find what they want, the need for the French and European market. So the French Tech Ticket, its first year was 6 months incubation. So you apply, if you are selected as a team, you get some money to live in France for 6 months, and you get free acceleration, incubation, demo days, discussion with investors, partner, B2B, etc. So it's a basic, normal standard package, but it's fully sponsored by the French state. Second year, so second year started in January. It was 1 year acceleration, 45,000 € per team to be in France, and all the acceleration and incubation program for free. So it was in 41 incubators all around France. So several Taiwanese startups applied, a few get it, but because of time, agenda difficulties, they couldn't make it. For the first batch 2 years ago, there was a Taiwanese startup selected and spent 1 year in France. It is a Kaya Chicha. And for the next batch, we should have the information, the next call for startup by the end of the year, hopefully. Should be again a 6 months to 1 year program, fully sponsored by the French government, and you can pick up one of the 40 incubators in France to match your sector. So it's a very great program to go to France, and when you get the program, you also get the French Tech visa for 4 years. I continue quickly with 2 other programs. Those programs, the first one is new. So Le Village, it's an incubator in Paris. It belongs to a big French bank, and there are more than 400 startups accelerated in their place. So we invited them last year to come to Taiwan. They find Taiwan great, so great that they say, okay, we want to launch a new acceleration program. One startup will be from New York, another one from Taipei, or Taiwan. So they invited one startup, which is Mo Bagel, to spend 1 week in Paris in the incubator in October, I think, or November this year. So they had the selection, etc. So they work with French Tech Taiwan for the jury. And we hope they are going to do that next year as well, again, to sponsor one Taiwanese startup to spend a week in France and do exclusively B2B. Second program is from the French government. It has doing that many years in the US. The idea is also to invite US startup to France, and they open this year this Young Enterprises program to Taiwan. So French Tech Taiwan was in charge to set up a jury and select 3 startups to spend also 1 week in France, 2 days and a half in Paris and 2 days and a half in another French Tech hub. Again, to discover France, to see which kind of resources they can find for their business, and also mostly also to do some B2B. This program, so we selected 3 startups, Chesewin from Qingzhou, SpaceX Taipei, and ThinkLab from Taichung, I think. They all go in November to France. This program will also run next year and for at least the next years. So we hope to find also some partner, maybe Shuwei Shadai, to organize maybe an elevator pitch competition and select the finalists to go to France.
If French office is gonna sponsor, of course.
I think it's the other way around.
Exactly. 所以今天博士他跟我们 创 French Tech Ticket， 然后 The VH， 以及那个YEI 就是 Young Enterprise Initiative 这个3个主要计划。So where we can see more information on these 3 major programs.
So the big program, you have the website here, so don't hesitate to have a look. Maybe you can try to.
需要的可以就是拍的照片，对，就是关于要去法国发展，或者是要在欧洲，法国是一个很好的平台，因为法国有法国在协会，需要的话呢都可以去敲门，跟他们谈一谈，然后或者是 drop the email to me and I will forward to Laurent, OK？ 因为今天时间不好意思真的有限，那就是这3个计划。如果有兴趣的朋友，就是。
Yeah, this one has a website too. Will be updated next year for the next batch. For this one, they don't have a dedicated website. However, you can just maybe follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook, French Tech Taiwan, and we publish information when we have acceleration program. There are others acceleration program. Those one are sponsored. Those one you don't pay anything. You are brought to France for free. There are also many other programs that usually you need at least to pay the flight ticket, accommodation, etc. Like normal program.
So, do you have any upcoming major events?
No? Yeah, we have a big event in mid-Taipei this year. We're going to bring maybe 12 French startups to Taiwan.
Yes.
We're going to bring maybe 4 to 5 accelerators from Paris and from other cities also. And we will have a La French Tech stage. We present all those people, they will pitch, they will present France, ecosystem, program, etc. on the 16th afternoon at mid-Taipei.
Yes. I'm part of it, so I know it.
You are the MC.
所以今年11月16号第一天 Meet Taipei 第一天，法国在协会用 La French Tech 的名义，有他们自己的舞台，然后他们也会带差不多12家的那个法国新创会来台湾跟大家交流，就是可以请大家空出时间，然后多多支持。所以因为今天就是我们就没有 Q&A， 所以有任何问题可以就是问我们创业小聚，或我们就会就是代替博士回答。It's OK？ 好，
说得很快。
博士老了，博士老了。OK，
谢谢，非常感谢。